It's a bit weird if you get anyone involved there. Welcome to my stream, everyone. This is my first stream with someone on as well. So we're just going to talk about everything Forest. And so we'll start off with asking you what you thought about yesterday. Ez.
Yesterday's game, mate. So I managed to catch a stream of it. It was a real eye-opening game for us. It was a I've said it before. I think it was like a bit of a shock to the system, to be honest. We struggled that first half, certainly possession-wise. They were all over us. I thought they were a bit wasteful, to be honest. It wouldn't have been a surprise for them to go in 1 or 2 nil ahead at the halfway stage. So I thought we did really well to keep them at bay. It was a tough first half. Then I thought we turned the corner, got to the hour mark, and it was still 0-0. And I heard their crowd died down a little bit, but then there was a couple of mistakes which led to their goals. You know, with us in possession, losing possession too easily. The first goal, nothing you can do about the shot. That shot was no goalkeeper in the world would say, but it was just exceptional finishing. But we did. Unfortunately, it was McKenna who got caught in possession, and when we didn't close down sharp, nearly quick enough, to stop the shot coming in. And on the second goal, as you would have seen, it was Nico Williams who gave the ball away, and they were so quick to punish us. They were very good. That's the one thing you got to take out from it. That they're not going to be, anywhere. I think they're going to be top six.
Any pushovers?
I think they'll finish ahead of Man U. Looking at Man U today and looking at Newcastle yesterday, I'd put Newcastle ahead of them in the table this season. I think they'll be a very good team, especially at home. I think only Man City and Liverpool have beaten them at home. They're going to be very good at home. So if we put it in the context of the real situation of it, I know we all did our predictions, didn't we? And nobody said we were going to lose, but it would have been hard for us, as Forest fans, to come on the stream and predict a loss for our club. But reality is, it was going to be a tough game, And if we taken our rose-tinted glasses off, we would have been a bit more honest and said, there's every chance that we're not going to come away with anything from that game. But a good learning curve, mate. And I've said before, and I will reiterate that last season, every time we lost a game under Cooper, we responded. And I think we'll see a response as well again on Sunday. Let's just hope that fans appreciate the atmosphere is going to be amazing. We don't even need to worry about that. Let's just hope it makes a difference. But you're going to be there. You were there yesterday, weren't you? And you're going to be there on Sunday, aren't you, for the West Ham game?
100%, yeah. I just thought yesterday it was a bit. We were lethargic, weren't we, all game? It was like, flipping out, we've got it now, we're in the Premier League. And then we just never got going. I don't think there was any point in the game where we were at our standard. Yeah. It was like, flipping out, Newcastle come at us full force from the kickoff. And we just never recovered from it. I mean, we had a couple of good passages, but there were too many individuals not pulling the weight yesterday. Yeah. I'd say Niakate, Worrell and McKenna, brilliant yesterday. You can't do anything about that goal. It was a rocket. And Henderson as well, he was quality and all that. And O'Brien. Everyone else was there wasn't at full pace.
No. O'Brien definitely grew into the game. And his stats were pretty decent by the end of it. But Niakate was a little shaky to start with. My view was that he was taking that one touch too much, and that was getting him in trouble. He wasn't confident in his own touch. But he grew into the game, and he definitely got better. It was going to be a challenge, and it was a challenge. Definitely, they didn't stop, did they? They were unrelenting. They kept coming, and like you said, there was just a couple of passages like when ball was fed through to, was it O'Brien who played the ball through to Lingard that was blocked, the shot that was blocked. That was one occasion where we did string a few passes together and we got into their half. But you're right. There was never about 5 or 10 minute spell where we totally took the pressure off the defense and we were in near half for a long enough period. But they were very good. You know, their defense was fantastic.
Yeah.
Dan Burn really impressed me. I'd not seen him play before. He was very impressive. You know, very good. Almost impossible to get past him yesterday. It was a tough task, you know, but it highlighted what we're lacking. And I think
So who was your standout yesterday?
from what I saw, I would say Henderson was probably our man of the match from our side because they should have gone in at least 1 or 2 goals up at half time. And like I say, O'Brien grew into the game. I was really impressed with it. He finally did get some time on the ball and he managed to, he won like nearly almost half a dozen free kicks yesterday. It was just was a shame that, you know, we weren't more clinical with our set pieces. It was in our corner routine was interesting and great to get your view on it, where none of them were in the box and they all ran into the box in the corner. Obviously, the delivery wasn't good enough, but what was your opinion on what you were seeing and as they were lining up for that corner? Because it was even the commentators on the stream that I was watching, they were surprised that there's not a single Forest player in the box for this corner, and then they all came rushing in. But what was your view on that, mate?
I mean, I've set up a corner like that before. So with my team on Sunday, we've set up a corner because the defenders in the box. It makes it harder for them to stay with a man and pick a man. So you've got to have a real well-drilled team to be able to deal with a corner like that. But on that, the delivery needs to be impeccable, which it wasn't. Someone put Colback, believe it or not, for a standout. For me, I thought he was our weakest player on the pitch.
Oh no! I mean, you know, I've got to
Lingard.
Go on.
Lingard yesterday. I don't want this to be a stream to slate Forest players because it's the first game back in the Premier League. But Lingard yesterday being probably one of my highest profile players. I just wanted him to bring the ball into himself instead of knocking it away from himself. That's all I think he needed yesterday. Bring that ball in and look after it a bit more.
Yeah.
I don't know if obviously it looks different on telly, but yeah. But watching West Ham against Man City today, I'm worried for Sunday, to be honest.
Well, I mean, it's going to be a challenge. Every single game is going to be a challenge, and I think we're going to just have to get through this first month. You know, first 5 or 6 games, because we were talking about it on the stream earlier. But if you look at the way Leeds' first season back, you know, Sheffield, a couple of the teams, it took them a while to get going. You know, even Newcastle United last season didn't get their first win till December. You know, and they finished comfortable in the end. But it could be one of those seasons for us. You know, but I think I'll go back to saying it highlighted what we were missing. You know, and if anything, it just reminded Evangelos Marinakis what we need. I'm sure Cooper and Murphy have got their list. They know who the players are to fill those gaps. Now it's just up to the acquisitions and the recruitment team to get those players in, because it highlighted what we were missing. It's another level, and I'll reiterate again that Newcastle aren't going to be a team that we need to be worrying about. You know, we're not going to be competing with them. You know, they're going to be. I firmly believe they're competing for top 6 this season. We're not a team that's going to get any worse. You know, good, and we're going to get better with the investment that they've got, and I think a very good manager and backroom staff that he's got with him. If they stick with him and have the faith in this processes, they'll get stronger and stronger. So they're not going to be a team that we need to be worrying about. We're not going to be at their level this season. And you know, harsh reality as that is, that is the reality of it. And we will have to cut our cloth accordingly. But it's an adjustment process. You know, we're gonna fans. We're going to have to temper our expectations and be more realistic. We've all had our, views on when we finished, but that's saying without or our business is not done. Our business is not done for this transfer window by any stretch of the imagination. I hope we get the majority of it done, and we don't rely on January to bring in the extra players. We need to do it before this transfer window closes. So that's my one thing that we need to really push forward with, and let's hope next week we're seeing some of these rumours come to fruition and players come through the door, because the squad, the bench just didn't look strong enough. It was great to see Mangala, by the way. That's another player I had. It was great to see Mangala come on. And I will actually agree with that comment. I thought Colback did really well. I thought Colback did well, honestly, mate. I thought he...
Really?
There was times when he took the fight to him as much as anybody else did. There was nobody that really stood out, in that midfield. But there was times when he took the fight to them. A couple of good challenges, and then interceptions. But overall, they overran our midfield. We couldn't compete with them, and we lost that battle. And ultimately, that cost us a game because there was no link up between the defense to the midfield to the attackers. It just wasn't there, was it? And you're not getting long balls over Fabian Schär and Dan Burn in defense. So that was a waste of time, really, trying to do that. But we'll see. We'll learn from it. We'll definitely learn from it. But I did think Colback didn't play bad at all.
I think our two. I think our two main things that really triumphed against us yesterday with the long balls. That we shouldn't be doing it at all. That's not our game. Every game we played last year, doing long balls. Johnson does not want the ball in the air at him. He wants it at his feet so he can run past people, which he showed when he got it at his feet. And Joe Linton, for them, what a player. Everyone was talking about Maxim yesterday. Joe was their best player.
Yeah.
He made
Guimaraes, for me, stood out from them. He just looked so classy on the ball. He never looked rushed. There was times there was 2 or 3 defenders around him. He wasn't panicked. His balls through were really good. They were very good. If we're going to talk about them, they were very good. I was really impressed by Will Cox as well. Best performance I've seen from him. He really caused us a few issues. But you're right, Linton, that was because he's been dropped into midfield now, hasn't he? And that was one of the best performances I've seen from him. He's still missing that element that cost him as a striker, which is his finishing. But he got himself in some really good positions, didn't he? And if his finishing had been a little bit better, like I say, we would have gone at least 1-0 up at half time. But I say they're on a different level to us. And we're not going to be the kind of team that we're going to be competing against. Not many teams will come away with anything from St. James's Park this season. Mark my words, So it's no disgrace. It was actually, we did well for it to be 2-0. On another day we could have conceded 4 or 5, and heads really would have. But it's a learning curve. I don't think I don't know if you've caught Steve Cooper's post-match interview with Colin Fray. And he was very brutally honest. We lost to a better team. He also reiterated that we need reinforcements in as soon as possible. So we need the players in. And but he's not going to get down.
We need a striker.
We need somebody who can hold the ball, yeah. Because even when Awoniyi came in, the ball just wasn't sticking to him. So in the games like that, and we've seen it last season, we did have games like this where we're under the cosh. We need somebody who can hold the ball up and get the team moving up the field, and we just didn't have that yesterday. Fortunately, that's not Surridge's game, and it's not Awoniyi's game. It's a kind of Keenan Davis role, and we need somebody like that. And there's a few players, strikers, with that mold that we've been connected with. So let's hope one of them comes in, because if it wasn't for injuries, for me, Keenan Davis, hands down, he'd be the one I'd get in, because he knows the club, he knows the system, and he's proved he can do it, certainly at championship level for us. But
he started.
So go on.
He started at Villa yesterday, didn't he?
Did he?
Started at Villa yesterday, I think. He started for them.
fantastic. What I was going to do, because I haven't checked myself, was Morgan Gibbs. Have Wolves played yet, or are they yet to play this weekend? Was he in their squad at all?
Yeah,
Morgan Gibbs. What?
They lost 2-1, and he started. And all. Yeah,
He started.
They lost 2-1, and he did start as well. Yeah.
Okay, so that's interesting, isn't it? You know, but
it's one of them, isn't it? So
we'll see. But they're two players that I think
is the stream lagging for you?
A little bit, yeah, a little bit, absolutely. But
is it
not on my end? But yeah, when you're talking, it is lagging a little bit. But yeah, because you seem to be a little bit behind me when we're talking. But other than that, no, it's fine. How many? I can't see on there. How many people you got in? We've got a few in commenting.
So we've got 4 in right now. We've got we've had 2 comments so far, which was the callback one.
Yeah.
This stream's literally just to see what we can do. I mean, I don't think my internet connection, because it's only on a hub, it's not on a proper Wi-Fi, is strong enough for me to stream, really. I mean, I think that's what's probably causing the lag and the delay.
Today, I was struggling with
a bit bitty when you're talking.
Is it? Well, my Wi-Fi was struggling earlier on. I had to switch it on to my on my mobile data, and that seemed to work a lot better for me. I think it's just where we are, but it might be something to look into because, yeah, if it's lagging, and obviously that's going to cause a problem for people viewing. But now it's fine now. You know, it's literally since you mentioned it, it hasn't lagged at all. But yeah, carry on. So, I mean, how was your journey anyway? Did you get any rest at all, and did you have your house party last night?
No, so I was too tired for that in the end. So I went straight from work and straight up to Newcastle. No sleep at all, not even a nap. And then obviously the game itself. So it was a very long day for me in the end. I think I was in bed for 9 o'clock, so I didn't even watch Match of the Day either.
Oh, bless you. But yeah, no, I mean, yeah, you wouldn't have got any sleep on that coach, mate. You know, when I was trying to talk to you, I couldn't hear you when we had that little chat in the morning. You know, so there's no chance you were getting any kip on that coach. But I mean, other than the result, you know, I'm sure it was a great experience, especially for all of those fans who were going up to a Premier League away game for the first time, you know, in their lives. You know,
yeah.
Yeah, it will get better. Sunday's going to be an amazing atmosphere. I just know it, and I'm so lucky to be there. I'll meet you definitely before the game, mate. So let me know what time you get into Nottingham. I'm meeting a few people, so yeah, we'll see what we can do. I'm looking forward to it. But I'm very lucky, mate, because there was one heartbreak for me. Of us getting promoted I was like, I'm not going to see any games. I'm not going to. But I've been lucky enough to have some help from. People have reached out to me, and I'm going to hope that we can share that. I can pass that down to other people, and we can help people out. Because I know it's something that is close to your heart as well, and that's what we're trying to do with a hub channel, isn't it? You know, trying to help people who haven't got a voice or who can't get to games, and you know, or feel that just because they've not been at a game, they haven't got an opinion. You've got an opinion, guys. Everybody, whether you listen to the game, whether you were at it, whether you watched an illegal stream, whatever. You know, everybody's value opinion should be valued. You know, there has been a bit of a meltdown, but it's from people that I've said before aren't here for the journey. They're here for the spectacle of us being in the Premier League, and they'll be the first ones to be asking for Cooper to be sacked and for this, that, and the other. So got to ignore those voices, haven't we? You know, and I don't follow anyone who's like that. Anyway. There's nothing but positivity and optimism and reality on my feed anyway. So, and I'm sure that was the same for you, mate.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, obviously, we're not doing this to be negative about a club. We're not Arsenal TV, and we just want to. It's giving them people that are in Australia and stuff a chance to see how we feel about it, because they won't get that. They'll get the highlights and that's it, and maybe watch the game if they're up early or late enough. So yeah, it's one of them, innit? you have to tell the truth still and be truthful about what you think about the game. I mean,
Absolutely.
yesterday we just wasn't good enough, and Newcastle were forced to be dealt with, which would probably have given a good game to any of the team in the Premier League yesterday.
Agreed.
I mean, they played like, obviously Liverpool slipped up, so I think Newcastle could have probably given Liverpool the game of the season yesterday of how they played.
Yeah, the way they played yesterday would have been a match for anybody. And like I say, they will be at their stadium. There's not going to be many teams that come away with points from St. James's Park. They're going to make that a fortress. And I bet, I mean, I definitely heard the Forest fans. I definitely heard Mull of Kintyre over their crowd, but their crowd was amazing, wasn't it? The start of the game, the noise was deafening, even through the TV screens and stuff like that I was watching it on. Yeah, the noise was amazing from them, and they will go on.
There was a bit at one time where they actually was quiet because they couldn't break down Forest, like they couldn't score the goal. So at one point they're quiet and we were chanting, "Where's your famous atmosphere?" And then they scored a couple of minutes after, and literally nearly burst my eardrums how loud they was when they scored.
Yeah.
Like I've never witnessed anything like it.
I said exactly the same thing.
40,000.
It was around the hour mark, and they just started to die down a bit, and then they got back into the game. They found the second win, but like I said, there's a couple of errors, unfortunately, from us that gave us possession in those deep line positions, and they took full advantage, whereas they'd missed a couple of chances earlier. But we did well to hold out, and I thought we turned the corner then when, like you said, when the crowd dragged down, like, yes, we can hold on to 0-0, and I'll take a 0-0 right now. And then the goals came, and they came quite close to each other, didn't they? But USA, they could have been 2-0 up going into half time. Who wants to get involved, mate? Get her on the stream, mate. She probably speaks more sense than me anyway, that's for sure.
I know. she's laughing her head off. I'm trying to make her quiet. Come here then. Let's say hello.
Come and say hello.
Say hello.
Hello. Oh, what a sweetie.
Say hello.
Come on, introduce her, Liam. You read.
So this is little Mila. She's 1. She started kicking the football last week. And you want to play Forest, don't you? Oh, she wants a bottle right now, though. So
Forest in England and her bottle. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, a cup is, I don't know where the cup is, actually. She's got a Forest mug, which she drinks juice out of. So, yeah, she's a little red already.
Start them young, mate. Turn her red already, mate. Oh, bless her. So sweet. This
is a little juice beak.
I've got one of those as well, mate. I've got one as well.
It'd be good as a little whiskey glass, wouldn't it? Look.
Oh, it does actually. Yeah, whoa, absolutely. Whoa. Yeah. Don't put whiskey in it by mistake,
bye-bye, then.
Bye-bye, Nila.
Say
bye, Nila.
Say bye.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, bless her. Bless her. That's the next generation, mate. Let's hope that's... Go on.
Definitely. So this is what I want. Obviously, England playing well in the World Cup. Going forwards, obviously, it's inspirational for all the girls. I've got 2 girls that like football. Well, she likes shouting goal right now. So looking forward to Sunday. What's your thoughts on Sunday then? I mean, it's going to be different in front of all our home fans. But I don't know if you watched the West Ham Man City game today.
I haven't caught up on it yet.
They were just as good as Man City.
Yeah, no, it's interesting to hear what your views were on West Ham. Before I give my opinion, go ahead. Yeah, tell me what you saw in the game today, mate.
So they were just as good as Man City going forwards. They played triangles. They kept the ball well. I mean, they were undone by a Man City penalty and a Haaland, where De Bruyne a masterclass pass through to Haaland, who's an absolute beast up front. So I think we'd have to be very aware. I was speaking to a lot of Forest fans yesterday saying they think they're going to win that game. Me personally, I think it's going to be a draw, a maximum, just because of our. Well, this is every team we're going to play in it. Every team's going to be able to play football. It's we need to do our football to. But yeah, I think we need a striker though. We need a striker that is going to hold up the ball. We need more strength in depth on the bench. I mean, for us to bring on Mighton 2-0 down, Mighton needs a loan spell away. It's evident. He's not Premier League level. To not beat Basham, but that's what I generally believe. He needs to do what Brennan Johnson did, go to Lincoln or someone like that for a season.
Yeah.
And then come back and see from there.
Yeah, we've said this before, haven't we? Maybe go down to a lower league, get that confidence where you're the main man every week, where you're getting consistent game time. Excuse me. Getting consistent game time, and you're able to be a level above the players that you're playing against. Give them that confidence. Give them because it worked for Brennan. Because the transition from League One to Championship to International and to Premier League, hopefully we'll see that in the Premier League as well from Brennan. Has been very smooth for him, and what helped him was having that amazing season at Lincoln, where he was miles ahead of the rest of the players in that squad. There was another player on loan, I forget his name, but them two dovetailed very well for Lincoln that season. But they were both miles ahead of the rest of the squad. So it's he needs to be a big fish in a small pond for a little while. And yes, it's great that he got his Premier League debut, and that will do his confidence a world of good. Just to even say I'm a Premier League player. Not to get cocky about it, but to give him some confidence. Yes, he needs a loan move. And you're right, we need to a striker that can hold up the ball and to strengthen our bench. But yeah, if you're in terms of my predictions for West Ham, it's going to sound a little bit negative, but I'll take a 0-0 draw. If we're going to draw, I want a 0-0. I want that first clean sheet to give back to boost the confidence for the defense and defending defensive players, and just to show that we can, as long as we can show we can stand toe to toe with these teams, And again, West Ham are going to be another team that we're not going to be really competing against. So reality is they're going to be, in the top 10, top 8, as per last couple of seasons, and we're not going to be quite that close to them. But you never know. Never know how a season's going to finish, but at the moment, we're not a team that we're going to compete against. So any results in that game will be beneficial for us. And I think the performance needs to be better. It has to be better, especially at home in front of our adoring fans who have suffered for a long time. And we go into the first Premier League game at home for 23 years. I'm absolutely honoured. I'm so blessed to be getting the opportunity, and I think we're all going to feel that way, whether season ticket holders or membership holders. Everybody who's there is going to appreciate that day. 0-0. I'll take a good performance, and let's hope. I'm really hopeful that we'll get a couple of names in before that game. And the other thing, like I mentioned about being in the Premier League, it's not very often you're going to have midweek games, so it gives you that week to do the training, to get a few more set pieces, routines done, just to get general training and the players bonding a bit better. And I think that'll help massively going forward this season. It's going to be a slow process, but that week of training in between games is really going to help, I believe.
So obviously, we're not doing a long stream today. So my final question will be: who are you starting in the middle, Colback or Mangala for West Ham?
For West Ham, I'm hoping, because we brought Mangala in for a reason, and Colback is going to be back up, and he knows that. So Mangala, I'm hoping he's going to have a good enough week in training that Cooper feels he's confident in him starting the game, because his match fitness is what's lacking. He's had a full pre-season with his club before coming to us, so it's not a matter of he's not fit. It's just match fitness, and that's a different ball game altogether. But yeah, I would be happy to see him start on Sunday. Fingers crossed, and I think the fans would be looking forward to seeing that. Actually, to be honest, but I understand why he picked the starting lineup he picked yesterday. I totally understand. Even with Surridge starting ahead of a 1 year, I totally understand why he did it. It just didn't work, unfortunately, and it's something that there's nothing wrong with. I've heard people saying, "Oh, we should change our formation," and other things, but I don't think the formation was the problem. I think it was just that we weren't good enough. It just weren't good enough on the day, and we didn't do what the game plan, because the game plan wasn't to drop into a back five. That wasn't the game plan. I'm sure of it. We just ended up having to do that for far too often in the game. So let's hope we get a bit more possession, certainly more possession further up the field, and just a strong performance. And I know the atmosphere is going to be amazing. So I just can't wait.
Well, that's something I would take away from the game. How many games do you walk away from being beat like that and you've got no excuses? We ain't got any excuses. We weren't good enough, and that's it. Newcastle were a force to deal with yesterday, and anyone playing Newcastle next, I think they got Man City next at home. That's going to be a game where Man City are going to have to be quite cautious going to it, because it is at St James's Park as well. So it's quite refreshing to walk away from a game and be like, they were just better than us. Like, we need to improve. Like, there was no excuses. We didn't have a penalty that we didn't get not given a penalty. It wasn't a rubbish referee. It was the fact that Newcastle were better than us.
And that didn't happen too many times.
We weren't robbed in anywhere, was we?
No. Yeah, that certainly didn't happen too many times last season. We didn't get beaten by the better team on too many occasions. It was like the Cardiff away, for example. They weren't the better team. They just took their chances, and we didn't on the day. I think the only game I could possibly say that we came away from and didn't deserve to win, we were beaten by a better team. I think it was Middlesbrough away, wasn't it? Did they beat us 2-0? And
Luton as well. We were robbed, weren't we? Spencer's goal.
Yeah, exactly. So but we weren't beaten by the better team that day. I think it was just the Middlesbrough game away where if I remember right, we lost 2-0. They were better than us on the day, and hands up, they outperformed us and they were a better team. But that didn't happen too many times. So it was a bit of a shock yesterday, and it was a good reality check. And like you said, it kind of like you don't feel so bad knowing that you've been beaten by a much better team who they stuck to their game plan. If we'd got past that hour mark, I think it would have been a bit different, because I think the fans would have not got onto their backs, but they certainly would have quietened down a little bit more. But if we could have seen that another 5-10 minutes, I think we could have probably come away from there with a draw. But it's those small margins, isn't it? And it's unfortunately in that league, you get punished. In this league, should I say, you get punished. Callum Wilson's goal, what a smart little finish, and it was such a quick transition from Nico Williams giving the ball away for them getting it, whipping it in, and him flicking it away. You don't get let off the hook too many times at this level. So that's a reality check, and we'll learn from it. I'm really confident we'll learn from it, and we'll see improvements already in the next game. Really confident about that. You there? Are you
I'm gonna end it here. That's just because it's really lagging. I'm not hearing there's anything you're saying really. It's so laggy. So thank you for everyone that's watching. Thanks, Rez, for coming on. I'm gonna try it again, see what we can do about connection and stuff. I don't know how everyone else is seeing the stream. Might be perfect for them, but for me personally, it is lagging loads. So if you're not subscribed to my channel, or as is, if you could drop a subscribe, that'd be amazing. And just like this, and it helps out the channel really. Is there anything you want to say, Az, before we go?
No, just I'm all streamed out now, mate. It's been a few days of constant streaming, and I really enjoyed it because I love talking Forest and I love engaging with our fans and viewers, and it's really great. So anybody, if whether you're watching it now or watching it later on, please drop a comment in the comment section and let us know what you thought of how it came across, and if there's anything we can do making it better going forward, we certainly will do. And yeah, please support Liam and help him get to. How far are we off now from that magical 1K, mate? How far are you off?
360, I think. So it's
Fantastic.
not too far, but
no, not far at all, mate.
360 away. So if you could drop a subscription.
Yep. Subscribe, comment, like, and share, guys, because it really helps get the channel out to more people. And yeah, don't be shy. Liam's a great guy. Jump on. I'm sure he'd love to have some more faces on the channel and more opinions as well. This is what it's all about. Is everybody's opinion is valid. Even the haters. We've got to have some sort of yin to our yang. So yeah, please get involved, mate. And yeah, keep going, mate. Don't give up. Keep going and keep going strong. And we'll catch up in the week anyway, mate. I speak to you more than I speak to my wife sometimes. But yeah, we'll keep in touch and we'll definitely catch up later on in the week. And thank you for having me on tonight. It was really great. Great to be asked.
Thank you, mate. All right. See you later, guys. Thank you.
You're right.